Right, let's put that there. Right, round 5. I think we'll just call this one more dirt. Sure. Right, on the last video I lost the plot a bit, you know. I lost the plot a bit, I got a bit angry, you know, when I was starting to mention them labours and all that. And I think this is how it goes. I think when you get angry, it shuts off the analytical part of your brain, which is, and then you're working on the reactive part of your brain, which I believe is your subconscious. And that's going to be anger from the past, that's nice. So bear with us, man. I'm going to take some deep breaths this one and hopefully I'll keep calm, eh? So in the last one, when I lost the plot a bit, everything that I'm saying is directed at the Labour Council, nobody else but the Labour Council. That's who's doing this. Sure. Right, I was going to get on to Professor Eugene like the last one, but I'll get my wife to get some emails out this week and we'll come back to that because there's a couple of bits I want to bring up as well. Sure. The inspector's come up, like I said, to pass the DAP, and she passed Thornley Road. Now getting back to that part where the inspector's passed Thornley Road, she's, hold on, I'll get my glasses here. Right, when she's looked at Thornley Road, what we've been asking is, in the notes it said these will remain accessible when she's looked at them. And of course they're taking it, so that was in an attachment. So what they keep saying to us, it wasn't in the open space, which it wasn't because it's educational land. And this is how they're getting to run this one, and I'm saying this now, this is how they're trying to get around this one now. Not right, I believe it's dirty to the core, this part. Have a listen, see what you make of it. So the inspector's come up, she's looked at an attachment, said there's plenty green space around, and past Thornley Road. In that attachment was our educational field. And also I believe in some of the open space assessments, they're counting that private fields, which is the one opposite the fire station, which is privately used, so we can't get on it to count that in it. Can this be right? It can't, man. It can't be right. So when she's passed it, in the notes, the notes were presented to the inspector by, I believe, Newcastle City Council. In them notes said that she was showing them that these will remain accessible. Of course they will, that's what they've shown, and in an attachment to get Thornley Road through. In theory, if they didn't show her that, would they have gotten Thornley Road through? I don't know, it needs more looking into, but that's how they've done it. The dog's come in. Yeah, get over there, Winnie. You're not getting, hey, over there. So that's what they've done there. And it's not right. In the question my wife keeps asking, and we're being passed, it'll go into the teens. They're still doing it now. She's still trying to get them. So she's been around the plan and the rest, down to London with it, asking them, trying to get her to say that the question to her is, when you pass Thornley Road development, looking at ours in an attachment, in the notes said it will remain accessible. Did you know that a month later the council were going to put that into property services and put it up for sale and steal it and take it? Does she know that now? They're not answering it, like I've said before, that part. She's been to lots of them and they just come back with all that same waffle. Now she's been through to, the last one she got through to, I'm not that impressed either, is the assistant to the inspector. No, I'm going to say the inspector's name here so anybody thinks we're making this up, and you know, it's her name that's on this, and she should be bothered about it, I would have thought. If they get caught out on this one, then that'll not be good for her name, I would have thought, off the top of my head. Her name's Joanna Gilbert. Right, it's it. Sure. Where we're at here. So the assistant wouldn't answer for a fortnight. Wife gets back to her, give us some stuff saying that our field wasn't in the open space assessment. We know this, we've said this, and that's not what she said. So she clarified her comments, just highlighted her comments again, sent them back to this lady, or guy, whoever, the assistant, and it's now sitting with them, and they come back with another one, and they've put, you're going to go back planning up here now, so it's just going around in constant circles, none of them answering. Joanna Gilbert could answer this quite easily, couldn't she? Now she was sent up by a Secretary of State or somebody called Jennings or somebody or something like that, you know, so you think that would be quite an important issue if this was to be wrong, you know. So, she's wrote back to her and we're waiting to hear once again. So that's the position we're in with this one. And by the way, that part I'm mentioning now, that was just a portion of what was getting blocked at the time where my wife got through to and eventually went through notes, attachments and all the rest and got to that part. That was on a part that was getting blocked. So we believe that is a very important part of this. And I believe that the council's wrongly doing it, underhandedly doing it. It's I don't know what he's make of it, but have a think about it. So that's where we're at with that, we'll see. Right. The Chronicle, I'm just going to mention a small bit on the Chronicle. Like I mentioned the last time, we'll see how the Chronicle doing this one, whether they're good or the bad, who they're going to sit with. Are they going to be independent like journalists are supposed to be and actually investigate two sides and put it out there and let us see. But look, I was walking down yesterday down the road to Lenton taking the dog out, and I bumped into a councillor down there. I'm not going to mention his name now, he wasn't necessarily from Lenton, you know, so guess who he want. And I hadn't even mentioned Nick Forbes to him. And he said, look, the Chronicle, and I believe Dan, I think he mentioned Dan's name, but we'll find out. That is they're like that, I believe, with Forbesy and the rest of them. Now I know they advertise jobs there, and just the other a week or two ago, they had Arlene Ainsley on. You've heard me talk about her. She's terrible, she's not good, she just says anything. Now they've had her on talking and all that. How come they can have these kind of people on and not get us on? Well, we're going to see, because I'm not going to go full on them at the minute. They had an email over a week ago and he hasn't answered back yet, Dan. I mean, I want to just be real and come and just say, yeah, we're not interested or we're not going to take it forward. But I can guarantee you, this all stacks up. This is real, this paperwork and the rest. So they're not going to knock it back for the content, I'm telling you. Or if it is for the content they're knocking back, it's because the content doesn't suit the council. Absolute disgraceful. But look, I'm coming back in a week's time on the Chronicle and I'm going to go into town with them if this is what they think they're going to get away with. It's not going to happen. And everybody needs to wake up to these as well. Supposedly a local paper. And I'm going to come to the youth. Some of the skateboard lads will be watching some of this. I'm going to come back to these soon, lads. And I'm going to show you how this place can change. We can affect change in here with the Labour Council and the rest. And it's all about the vote. I know there's apathy in the rest, people didn't take interest in that, but look, if we've got people in the area who you trust and believe, we can tell you when it comes to the vote, or other people can tell you, not me, others, who are more knowledgeable, and they'll tell you, yeah, this is what we need to vote for, and you know, that can be done as easy as that, and you can change it, you can affect change quite easily, within a few minutes of your time. But there's a lot more to this I'm going to come back on. So, and when I get, like I say, when I get to start reading out the emails, unbelievable, unbelievable. And they're not getting away with it. We're going to keep coming forward and we intend to get this out. We want an independent investigation into this. For sure, I know two ways about it. No, I think me and my wife is going to go back to Catherine McKinnon somehow. Be my wife, I think. I don't think she's going to bother talking to me, really. No, I'm kind of calming people, like. So I think my wife can get back to her and we'll call for that. Or, like I said, bring it up in the House of Commons. I want to bring these questions up. There's some serious, that's a serious question, not a serious question that they're not answering. No, if they could answer it, they would answer it quite quickly, wouldn't they? You know, would have done and dealt with it. And like I say, the inspector, very simple, easy question to her. Did you know when you seen the attachment with the notes on will remain accessible? Did you know a month later the council were taking that field away and putting it into property service to sell it? If you did, it's not good. If you didn't know, well, it's not good for these, is it? Ha. doing our heads in. This has been kind of surreal to us at times and stuff, you know. We're thinking, yeah, we got this right in our heads, is this real now? But I'm telling you, we're on it, man. We're on it. We're now this. Right, look, take care. Another lovely day, getting that sun again. And I'll be asking for some help and backup soon, and it'll be to do with emails. And there's easy way. We found the ways to get responses now. Been a long haul. We've got the technique now, and I'll bring that out the next time. Take care and have a nice time. Bye.